Be me, 26 years old, junior software developer at Tech Core Solutions. Basically a professional code monkey who debugs other people's mistakes for a living. Sitting in my cubicle on a Tuesday afternoon, minding my own business, eating a sandwich that's 90% sadness and 10% turkey. Boss Mr. Patterson walks over to my desk with that specific smile that says either I'm getting promoted or fired. He sits down on the edge of my desk like we're best friends or something. So, how's the Jenkins project coming along? Oh God, he's making small talk. This is definitely bad news. It's good, sir. Should be done by Friday. He nods slowly like a therapist waiting for me to confess something. Great. Listen, I wanted to talk to you about something personal. My brain immediately goes into panic mode, imagining every possible HR violation I might have accidentally committed. Did I microwave fish in the break room? Because that was one time and I said I was sorry. My daughter Rebecca just moved back to town after finishing grad school. Oh no, I can see where this is going, like watching a car crash in slow motion. She doesn't know many people here, and I thought maybe you two could grab coffee sometime. There it is, the verbal equivalent of being asked to help someone move furniture. My mouth opens, but my brain has completely abandoned ship. That's very kind of you to think of me, sir. He slaps my shoulder with the enthusiasm of a dad trying too hard. Excellent, I'll give her your number. She's really great. You'll love her. Walks away before I can formulate a proper excuse involving either a fake girlfriend or sudden plans to join a monastery. Sit there staring at my computer screen like it might have answers. Coworker Sarah rolls her chair over with the biggest grin I've ever seen. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Please tell me you didn't. Dude, you just got set up on a blind date by your boss with his daughter. This is literally the plot of every sitcom ever. She's laughing so hard she's crying, which is very unhelpful. I'm going to die. This is how I die. Oh, come on. It might be fun. Maybe she's cool. Or maybe she's exactly what you'd expect the boss's daughter to be. And when it goes badly, which it will, I'll be the guy who broke his daughter's heart, and I'll spend the rest of my career in the basement with the servers. Sarah thinks about this for exactly 2 seconds. Yeah, you're probably screwed. Thanks, Sarah. Really helpful. Spend the rest of the day in a state of existential dread, usually reserved for people waiting for medical test results. Get home to my apartment, and my roommate Marcus is playing video games on the couch like usual. He's the kind of guy who has strong opinions about everything but has never actually done any of the things he has opinions about. Flop onto the couch next to him with all the grace of a dying walrus. Rough day? My boss just set me up on a blind date with his daughter. Marcus pauses his game, which is how I know this is serious, because he never pauses his game. Wait, your boss? Like the guy who controls your paycheck and career advancement boss? That's the one. Dude, you're like a character in a Hallmark movie, except instead of finding love, you're probably just going to get fired. Why is everyone so convinced this is going to go badly? Because you're you, and life is a cosmic joke where you're the punchline. Can't even argue with that logic. Marcus sits up with sudden enthusiasm, which is never a good sign. Okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go on this date, be charming, make her laugh, and then let her down gently so her dad thinks you're a gentleman. I'm not charming. Fake it. Watch some rom-coms. Study them like it's the bar exam. That's your advice? Watch romantic comedies? It worked for Ryan Gosling. Marcus, you're thinking of The Notebook, and that's literally his job. He was acting. He waves his hand dismissively like I'm the one being unreasonable. My phone buzzes with an unknown number. Heart drops into my stomach like I just hit the down button on an elevator made of pure anxiety. It's a text. Hi, this is Rebecca. My dad gave me your number. Want to grab coffee this Saturday? Show Marcus the phone like it's a bomb defusal situation and I need his expertise. She sounds normal. That's either really good or a trap. How is that helpful? I'm just saying, if she starts the conversation with hi and not sup, she's probably too sophisticated for you. Spend the next hour crafting the perfect response. Write and delete approximately 47 different versions. Marcus keeps offering suggestions that get progressively worse. How about your dad is my boss, so I have to say yes? Are you trying to get me fired and single? Just testing if you're paying attention? Finally settle on, hey Rebecca, sounds great. How about Brewster's at 10 a.m.? She responds immediately with, perfect, see you there. No emoji, no excessive punctuation, just straight to the point. She's definitely either really cool or really intimidating. Why can't she be both? Because the universe hates you specifically. Marcus has a point. Spend the next 3 days in a state of mild panic that manifests as Googling things like how to not be awkward on a first date and conversation topics that aren't boring. The internet is absolutely no help and mostly just makes me more nervous. Friday night, Marcus insists on helping me pick out an outfit like we're in a teen movie montage. Not that shirt. You look like you're going to a job interview. Isn't that kind of what this is? No, this is worse. This is a job interview where your boss is watching through a hidden camera judging every move you make. Eventually settle on jeans and a casual button-up that Marcus deems acceptable but not trying too hard. Remember, you're going for approachable nerd, not walking HR violation. That's oddly specific. I've been watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother. Great, my dating coach is a guy whose longest relationship was with his gaming chair. Saturday morning arrives with all the subtlety of a freight train. Take approximately 3 showers because apparently my brain thinks that's going to help. Marcus makes me breakfast and gives me a pep talk that's equal parts encouraging and completely unhelpful. Just remember, if it goes badly, you can always fake your own death and move to Canada. That's plan B. What's plan A? Try not to make a complete fool of myself. Setting the bar nice and low, I respect that. Drive to Brewster's Coffee about 15 minutes early because punctuality is apparently the only thing I can control in this situation. Sit in my car, giving myself a motivational speech that sounds more like a hostage negotiation. You can do this. She's probably nice. Her dad wouldn't set you up with someone terrible. Probably. Walk into the coffee shop at exactly 9:58 a.m. because showing up too early is desperate and too late is rude. Scan the place like I'm looking for enemy combatants instead of a blind date. Spot someone sitting at a corner table, and my first thought is, oh no, she's way out of my league. Rebecca looks like she walked out of one of those indie films where the quirky girl teaches the uptight guy how to appreciate life. Dark hair, vintage band t-shirt, reading a book with a coffee that looks fancy enough to require a second mortgage. She looks up and waves with a smile that's somewhere between friendly and amused. Walk over trying to remember how legs work. Rebecca? That's me. You must be the guy my dad wouldn't stop talking about. Sit down, trying not to knock anything over, which is already a challenge. Yeah, sorry about that. I hope he didn't oversell me too much. He said you were a nice young man with a good head on his shoulders. Wow. That's literally what people say about serial killers before they find out about the bodies. She laughs, like an actual genuine laugh, not a polite pity laugh. Okay, that's honestly the best response you could have given. Feels slightly less like I'm about to have a panic attack. So, grad school, what did you study? Anthropology. I spent the last 2 years in Central America studying indigenous pottery techniques. That's actually really cool. I spent the last 2 years staring at computer screens trying to figure out why Dave from accounting keeps clicking on phishing emails. Dave sounds like a liability. Dave is absolutely a liability, but he brings donuts every Friday so we keep him around. She's smiling again, which I'm interpreting as a good sign unless she's just being polite. So your dad said you just moved back to town? Yeah, my lease was up and I'm between research positions, so I figured I'd crash with my parents for a few months while I figure out my next move. That's very mature and practical. I'm 26 and still have a roommate who eats cereal for dinner. Is cereal not a valid dinner option? Marcus would argue that it's the perfect dinner option, which is exactly why he can't be trusted. Conversation flows surprisingly naturally. She tells me about her research, and I pretend to understand half of what she's saying, while being genuinely interested in the other half. The pottery shards can tell you so much about trade routes and cultural exchange. Kind of like how my browser history tells you everything about my poor life choices. I'm afraid to ask. It's mostly programming forums and recipe videos for meals I never actually cook. We talk for 2 hours straight without that awkward, what do we talk about now, silence. Turns out she's a huge sci-fi nerd who has strong opinions about Star Trek versus Star Wars. I'm not saying Deep Space Nine is better than the original series. I'm just saying it had better character development. That's a bold take. I stand by it. Come at me. Realize I'm actually having a good time and not just enduring this out of professional obligation. So I have to ask, did your dad threaten you into this? What? No. Why would you think that? Because he definitely threatened me. Not with words, but with the implication. She laughs so hard she snorts a little and then looks embarrassed. Okay, full disclosure, he's been bugging me about getting out more since I moved back. But when he mentioned you, I figured why not? Worst case scenario, I get coffee and an awkward story. And best case scenario? I don't know, I haven't gotten there yet. Smooth as sandpaper, that's me. Want to get out of here? There's an arcade down the street that's delightfully stuck in 1995. Her eyes light up like I just suggested we rob a bank. I haven't been to an arcade in years. Yes, absolutely. We walk to Retro Replay, which is this dingy arcade that smells like teenage nostalgia and broken dreams. This place is perfect. I know, right? It's like someone captured the 90s and preserved it in questionable carpet and flickering neon lights. Spend the next hour playing various games with increasing levels of competitiveness. I'm destroying you at Street Fighter. You're playing as Chun-Li. That's basically cheating. It's called strategy. Maybe if you picked someone other than Ryu every time. Ryu is a classic for a reason. She proceeds to combo me into oblivion. I take back everything. You're terrifying. My brothers made sure I could hold my own in video games. It was survival of the fittest. Play some racing games where I'm only slightly less terrible. How are you this bad at Mario Kart? I have a very complicated relationship with Rainbow Road that my therapist and I are working through. End up at the basketball hoops game where we're both equally terrible. This is rigged. It's definitely rigged. I have a degree in anthropology, and I'm telling you this is a scam. The academic perspective really adds credibility to my complaints. Trade our tickets for the saddest prizes imaginable. I got a plastic spider and 3 Tootsie Rolls. I got a sticky hand that's already covered in lint. I think I won. Walk back outside and realize it's already mid-afternoon. I should probably get going. This was actually really fun. Yeah, way better than I expected. Wow, setting that bar high. I mean, given that we were set up by my dad, who's also your boss, I was expecting maximum awkwardness. Fair point. Same time next week? She grins. You asking me on a second date? I'm asking you if you want to grab lunch and probably lose to you at more video games. Deal. Text me. Drive home feeling like I just survived something that was supposed to be terrible, but ended up being actually great. Marcus is waiting on the couch like an impatient parent. How did it go? Scale of 1 to 10, how fired are you going to be? Actually, it went really well. Define really well. We hung out for like 5 hours. She beat me at Street Fighter, and we're going out again next week. Marcus stares at me like I just told him I won the lottery. You're telling me you went on a blind date set up by your boss with his daughter, and it actually went well? I know, I'm confused too. This is unprecedented. I don't know how to process this information. Maybe I'm not as hopeless as we thought. Let's not get carried away. One good date doesn't erase years of evidence. Can't even be mad because he's probably right. Spend Sunday in a surprisingly good mood. Text Rebecca a few times, and we fall into easy conversation. She sends me a meme about archaeology that I don't fully understand but laugh at anyway. Monday morning arrives, and I walk into the office feeling cautiously optimistic. Mr. Patterson spots me immediately and waves me into his office. Oh no, here it comes. So, how'd it go Saturday? It went well, sir. Rebecca is great. His face lights up like I just told him he won Employee of the Year. That's wonderful. She mentioned she had a good time. You two seeing each other again? Yes, sir. We're planning to hang out next weekend. He nods approvingly, and I swear his eyes get a little misty. Good, good. Just, treat her well. Okay? Of course, sir. Because if you don't, I know where you work. He laughs, but there's definitely a hint of genuine threat in there. Walk back to my desk where Sarah is waiting with barely contained excitement. Tell me everything. There's not much to tell. We got coffee, hung out at an arcade, had a good time. And we're going out again. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened in this office. It's really not. I'm already planning your wedding, spring or fall. Sarah, it was one date. A date set up by your boss. This is destiny. This is fate. This is a romantic comedy waiting to happen. Or it's just two people who had a nice time. You're no fun. Spend the week exchanging texts with Rebecca. She sends me pictures of weird pottery fragments with captions like, bet you can't debug this. Send her screenshots of terrible code with captions like, this is what anxiety looks like in Java. Marcus observes this from the couch. You're like actually into her. Maybe. That's weird. I've never seen you actually interested in someone. I've dated before. Yeah, but you've never texted someone pottery memes before. They're funny. They're really not. But the fact that you think they are means you're in deep. Maybe he's right. Saturday arrives and I'm significantly less nervous than last week. Pick Rebecca up from her parents' house, which is mildly terrifying because Mr. Patterson answers the door. Hello, sir. I'm here to pick up Rebecca. I know. She told me. Drive safe. Rebecca appears behind him, rolling her eyes. Dad, stop being weird. I'm not being weird. I'm being a father. Those are the same thing. We escape to my car, and she immediately apologizes. Sorry about him. He's been like this all week. It's fine. He only threatened me once, which I think is progress. He threatened you? Implied threat. Very professional. Head to this burger place that's known for having burgers the size of your head. I'm going to need a strategy for eating this. The strategy is give up on dignity and just go for it. Solid advice. We spend lunch talking about everything and nothing. Okay, honest question. How did you end up in software development? I was good at math, liked computers, and figured it was a safe career choice. Do you like it? It's fine. It pays the bills. I'm not one of those people who's super passionate about code. What are you passionate about? Nobody's asked me that in a while, and I have to think about it. I don't know, honestly. Video games, bad movies, trying new restaurants, even though I usually order the same thing. That's a very Gen Z answer. Hey, I'm a millennial, thank you very much. I remember the before times when phones had buttons. Barely a millennial. You're like millennial adjacent. I will have you know, I owned a Tamagotchi. Everyone owned a Tamagotchi, that doesn't count. After lunch, we walk around downtown just talking. Can I ask you something? Sure. Why'd you say yes to this? The blind date, I mean. She thinks about it for a moment. Honestly, because my dad seemed really excited about it, and I figured worst case, I'd have a funny story. But also, I don't know, I've been back in town for a few weeks and haven't really connected with anyone. Making friends as an adult is weirdly hard. Right? Like, where do you even meet people? I can't just walk up to someone at the grocery store and be like, hey, wanna be friends? I tried that once. Security was called. You did not. No, but it felt like that would be the outcome. We end up at this bookstore that's cramped and smells like old paper and coffee. This is my favorite place in the whole city. I can see why. It's like someone's garage, but with better lighting. Spend an hour just browsing, showing each other weird book titles, and debating whether anyone actually reads books about healing crystals for your pet. Someone definitely bought this, and that someone is probably very happy with their healing crystal cat, or very confused about why their cat is still in jerk. By the time we leave, it's evening, and I realize we've spent the entire day together again. I should probably get you home before your dad sends out a search party. He's probably already tracking my phone. That's terrifying and probably true. Drive her back and park outside her house. I had a really good time, again. Me too. We should do this more often. What, spend entire days together and accomplish nothing productive? Exactly that. Sounds perfect. She leans over and kisses me on the cheek before getting out of the car. Sit there for a moment processing what just happened. Drive home in a daze. Marcus takes one look at me and knows. Oh no, you're in trouble. Why? Because you have that look. What look? The I really like someone and it's terrifying look. Is it that obvious? You're smiling like an idiot. Yes, it's obvious. Can't even deny it. Spend the rest of Saturday night telling Marcus everything in excruciating detail. So she's smart, funny, nerdy, and good at video games? Yeah, pretty much. And she's your boss's daughter? Unfortunately, yes. This is either going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, or the worst. Why can't it just be medium? Because life doesn't work that way. You're either getting married or getting fired, no in between. Great, that's comforting. Sunday morning, wake up to a text from Rebecca. Still thinking about yesterday. When can I see you again? Stare at the phone like it might explode. How about Tuesday? There's this new ramen place downtown. Perfect, it's a date. Show Marcus the text. She said it's a date. That's official date terminology. I know what it means. Do you though? Because you're freaking out. I'm not freaking out. You're literally holding your phone like it's a live grenade. He has a point. Spend Monday at work trying to act normal while Sarah interrogates me about Saturday. So how was it really? It was good, really good. Define really good. We talked for hours, went to an arcade, laughed a lot. She's cool. And we're seeing each other again Tuesday. Sarah literally squeals, which causes half the office to look over. Sorry, I'm just excited. You never date anyone. I date. Your last relationship was 2 years ago and lasted 3 weeks. Quality over quantity. Or you're emotionally unavailable and scared of commitment. Thank you for that psychological analysis, Dr. Sarah. I'm just saying, don't sabotage this. Why does everyone think I'm going to sabotage this? Mr. Patterson walks by my desk and does this weird dad nod thing. Morning. Morning, sir. Rebecca mentioned you two had a nice time Saturday. Yes, sir, she's great. Good, good, just checking in. Walks away before I can respond. Oh my god, he's monitoring you. He's not monitoring me, he's just being a dad. He's being a boss dad, that's worse. Tuesday arrives and I'm significantly less nervous than the first date. Pick Rebecca up from her parents' house at 6 p.m. But she answers the door wearing a vintage Nirvana shirt and ripped jeans. Ready? Born ready. Also, fair warning, my dad watched you pull up from the window. That's not creepy at all. He's protective. It's sweet in a deeply uncomfortable way. Drive to Noodle House, this tiny ramen spot that's always packed. How'd you find this place? Marcus dragged me here after a particularly bad day at work. The ramen fixed my soul. That's a bold claim. Wait until you try it. Get a table in the corner and order way too much food. I'm getting the tonkotsu. Miso for me. We should get gyoza too. Obviously. And takoyaki. Are we going to be able to finish all this? Not the point. The point is variety. Food arrives, and it's as good as I remembered. Okay, you were right about this place. I'm always right about food. Bold statement. Name one time I've been wrong about food. I just met you. I don't have enough data yet. Fair, but trust me, I have impeccable taste. We talk about everything again. She tells me about her time in Central America, the people she met, the experiences she had. There was this one village where they still use traditional techniques from like 500 years ago. That's actually insane. Did you learn any of it? I tried. Turns out pottery is way harder than it looks. Is that why you studied it instead of doing it? Exactly. I can analyze ancient techniques but can't make a simple bowl to save my life. That's actually relatable. I can fix code but can't write it from scratch without Googling everything. The modern condition. Knowledge without application. Spend 2 hours at the restaurant until they start giving us looks about how long we've been there. We should probably go. They've cleared our table 3 times. I think we've overstayed our welcome. Walk around downtown just talking. Can I ask you something? Sure. Why'd you move back? I mean, you had this whole life in Central America, research, everything. She's quiet for a moment. Honestly, I was lonely. The research was incredible, but I didn't have anyone to share it with. My colleagues were great, but it wasn't the same as having real connections. That makes sense. Plus my funding ran out, and I needed to figure out my next move. Coming home seemed like the logical choice. How's that working out? Well, I met you, so I'd say it's working out pretty well. Feel my face get warm, which is embarrassing. Smooth. I try. We end up at this 24-hour diner that serves breakfast at all hours. Want to get pancakes? It's 9 p.m. Time is a social construct. You're right, let's get pancakes. Order a stack to share and coffee that's probably terrible, but somehow tastes perfect. Okay, rapid fire questions. Favorite movie? The Princess Bride. You? Blade Runner, original or director's cut? Director's cut, obviously. Correct answer. Favorite book? Does Lord of the Rings count as 1 book or 3? We'll allow it. Mine's probably something pretentious about anthropology that you'd hate. Try me. Guns, Germs, and Steel. I've actually read that. It's good. Really? I have depths, very shallow depths, but depths nonetheless. We stay at the diner until almost midnight just talking. I should get you home before your dad sends a search party. He's definitely tracking my phone. That's concerning. Welcome to my life. Drive her home and walk her to the door. I had a really good time, again. We're building a pattern here. Is that bad? Not even a little bit. She kisses me, and it's better than the cheek kiss from last time. Text me when you get home. Will do. Drive back to my apartment floating about 3 feet off the ground. Marcus is still awake playing video games. How'd it go? Really good. We got ramen and pancakes and talked for hours. You got pancakes at 9 p.m.? Time is a social construct. You're quoting her already. You're done for. Probably. So what now? I don't know. Keep seeing her? Try not to mess it up? Solid plan. Very detailed. I'm winging it. At least you're honest about it. Next few days fall into this pattern of constant texting. She sends me random thoughts throughout the day. Do you think ancient people had imposter syndrome? Like, did some pottery guy worry he wasn't a real pottery guy? These are the questions that keep me up at night. Send back equally ridiculous responses. Probably. There was definitely some guy in ancient Rome like, I don't know if I'm a real gladiator. Then he got eaten by a lion and proved himself right. Sarah notices I'm on my phone more than usual. You're texting her, aren't you? Maybe. You're smiling at your phone. That's textbook new relationship behavior. We're not in a relationship. You've been on 2 dates and text constantly. That's a relationship. It's complicated. It's literally not complicated. You like her, she likes you. Boom, relationship. What about the whole boss's daughter thing? What about it? You're both adults. I work for her dad. So? That's only weird if you make it weird. She has a point, but I'm going to ignore it. Friday afternoon, Mr. Patterson calls me into his office. Oh God, what now? Sit down. Sit down, preparing for either encouragement or a lecture. Rebecca mentioned you two have been seeing each other. Yes, sir. I hope that's okay. It's fine. More than fine. She seems happy. That's good, sir. Just wanted to check in. Make sure everything's going well. It is, sir. She's great. I know she is. Just making sure you know that too. I definitely do, sir. Good. Now get back to work. Leave his office more confused than before. Text Rebecca. Your dad just gave me the weirdest pep talk. He does that. He's trying to be supportive without being weird about it. Is it working? Not at all, but I appreciate the effort. Weekend comes around, and Rebecca suggests something different. Want to come over to my place? I'll cook dinner. You cook? I can make like 3 things really well. Everything else is a gamble. I'm willing to take that risk. Show up at her apartment Saturday evening with wine Marcus insisted I bring. Her place is exactly what I expected. Bookshelves full of anthropology texts, maps on the walls, pottery fragments displayed like art. Welcome to my humble abode. This is very you. Is that good or bad? Definitely good. I feel like I'm in a museum, but like, a cool museum where you're allowed to touch things. Please don't touch the pottery. Some of it is actually valuable. Noted. She makes this pasta dish that's apparently one of her 3 specialties. This is actually really good. You sound surprised. I am surprised. You said it was a gamble. This is the safe bet. The gamble would have been the stir fry. What's wrong with the stir fry? I can't explain it. Something always goes wrong. It's cursed. We eat dinner while she shows me photos from her research trips. This is the village I was telling you about. Everyone looks so happy. They were amazing, really welcoming. They taught me so much. Do you miss it? Sometimes, but I'm also glad to be back. The way she looks at me when she says that makes my heart do weird things. After dinner, we end up on her couch watching some documentary about ancient civilizations. Are you actually interested in this, or just being polite? Little bit of both? Honest, I appreciate it. I mean, it is interesting. I just don't understand half the terminology. That's fair. I spent 6 years studying this, and I still don't understand everything. She falls asleep on my shoulder halfway through the documentary. Don't want to wake her, so I just sit there watching the rest. She wakes up about an hour later. Sorry, I didn't mean to fall asleep. It's fine. You looked peaceful. How long was I out? About an hour. You snore a little bit. I do not. Little bit. It's cute. I'm going to choose to believe you're lying. I'm not, but okay. End up talking until 2 a.m. about everything. Our childhoods, our dreams, our fears, our terrible dating history. My last boyfriend broke up with me because I talked about pottery too much. That's the worst reason I've ever heard. Right? Like, I'm passionate about my field. Sue me. For what it's worth, I like when you talk about pottery. Even when you don't understand it. Especially then. You get really animated. She smiles, and I realize I'm in way deeper than I thought. I should probably go. It's late. You could stay. I mean, on the couch, if you want. You sure? Yeah, it's late, and you're tired. She gets me a blanket and pillow. Sorry the couch isn't more comfortable. It's perfect. Good night. Good night. Lie on her couch thinking about how natural this all feels. How easy it is to be around her. How much I don't want this to end. Be me. 3 weeks into dating the boss's daughter and somehow haven't been fired yet. Rebecca and I have fallen into this comfortable routine where we text constantly and see each other at least twice a week. The problem is that the entire office now knows about it because apparently people have nothing better to do than gossip about other people's love lives. Sitting at my desk trying to focus on actual work when Sarah wheels her chair over. So you and Rebecca are like official now, right? We're dating, if that's what you mean. I mean, are you boyfriend and girlfriend? Have you had the talk? Sarah, we're not in high school. That's not an answer. We're seeing each other exclusively, yes. She grins like she just won a bet. I knew it. Janet from accounting owes me $20. You people are betting on my relationship? The whole office is invested. You're like our real-life soap opera. That's deeply concerning. Hey, we need entertainment. Dave clicking on phishing emails only goes so far. Mr. Patterson has been acting weird lately too. He keeps finding excuses to check on me, like he's monitoring my work performance extra carefully. How's that project coming along? Good, sir. Right on schedule. Excellent, excellent. And how's everything else? The way he says everything else makes it very clear he's talking about his daughter. Also good, sir. Good, good. Just making sure you're, treating her well. I am, sir. Because she's my little girl, you know. Even though she's 27 and has a master's degree and has lived in 3 different countries. He looks like he might cry. I understand, sir. Just checking. Carry on. This happens approximately twice a day, and it's getting increasingly awkward. Marcus finds the whole situation hilarious. Dude, your boss is literally monitoring your relationship. This is the plot of every terrible rom-com. I know, I'm living it. How's Rebecca handling it? She thinks it's funny. She's been sending me memes about overprotective dads. She sounds perfect for you. She kind of is, which is terrifying. Why terrifying? Because I'm waiting for something to go wrong. This is too good to be true. You're self-sabotaging before anything has even gone wrong. That's impressive even for you. He's right, but I'm not going to admit it. Rebecca texts me asking if I want to come over for dinner Friday night. My parents want you to come over. Fair warning. My mom is even worse than my dad. Oh God, meeting the parents officially. Text back, sure, sounds great, with way more enthusiasm than I feel. Spend the next few days in a state of mild panic. What do I bring? Wine? Flowers? A PowerPoint presentation about my intentions? Marcus thinks this is the funniest thing he's ever heard. Just bring wine. You can't go wrong with wine. What if they don't drink? Then they re-gift it and everyone's happy. Friday arrives with all the subtlety of a freight train made of anxiety. Rebecca picks me up because apparently I'm too nervous to drive. You look nice. I changed my shirt 4 times. I can tell. You have that I tried too hard, but wanted it to look effortless vibe. Is that a compliment? It's an observation. We pull up to her parents' house, which is one of those nice suburban homes that screams, we have our lives together. My mom has been cooking all day. She's nervous too. Why would she be nervous? Because you're dating her daughter and she wants to make a good impression. I thought I was supposed to be making the good impression. It goes both ways. Welcome to family dynamics. We walk in and the smell of home-cooked food hits me immediately. Mrs. Patterson appears from the kitchen wiping her hands on an apron. She looks exactly like an older version of Rebecca, which makes sense but is still weird to see. You must be the young man we've been hearing so much about. That's me, ma'am. Thank you for having me. Oh, please, call me Diana. Come in, come in. Mr. Patterson appears, looking somehow more casual and more intimidating at the same time. Hello, sir. We're not at the office. You can call me Robert. Absolutely cannot call him Robert. That feels wrong on every level. Yes, sir. Rebecca leads me to the living room, where apparently the interrogation is about to begin. So, you work with Robert at TechCore? Yes, ma'am. I've been there about 3 years. And you're in software development? Junior developer, yes. Mostly bug fixes and maintenance. That sounds very technical. It's basically professional problem solving with more swearing. Mr. Patterson laughs. Diana looks mildly concerned. Rebecca squeezes my hand, which I interpret as, you're doing fine. Rebecca tells us you two met through Roberts. Suggestion. That's a very polite way of saying he ambushed me at my desk. I did not ambush you. You definitely ambushed him, Dad. I was being proactive. You were being a dad. Watching them banter is actually kind of nice and makes me slightly less nervous. Dinner is this elaborate spread that Diana clearly spent hours on. This looks amazing, Mrs. Patterson. Diana, please, and thank you. I wasn't sure what you liked. I like food, so we're good. Rebecca kicks me under the table. Dinner conversation is surprisingly normal once everyone relaxes. Diana tells stories about Rebecca as a kid. She went through this phase where she only wanted to eat things that were purple. Mom, please. Purple grapes, purple popsicles. We had to buy purple food coloring for everything. That's actually adorable. It was a nightmare. Do you know how hard it is to make purple chicken? Mr. Patterson shares embarrassing work stories. There was this one time in the 90s when I accidentally sent a company-wide email about my fantasy football league. Dad, you've told this story a million times. It's a classic. The CEO responded with his own picks. Feel myself actually relaxing and enjoying this. After dinner, Rebecca drags me outside to the backyard. Sorry about them. They're a lot. They're actually really nice. Your mom tried to make purple chicken for you. That's dedication. She's the best. They both are. Your dad still kind of terrifies me, though. He terrorizes everyone. It's his love language. We sit on the porch swing and she leans against me. This is nice. Your parents' porch swing? No dummy. This. Us. All of it. Yeah. It is. I was nervous you'd freak out about meeting them. Oh, I freaked out. I just hit it moderately well. You did okay. My mom already loves you. How can you tell? She made her special dessert. She only does that for people she likes. There's dessert? Homemade apple pie. I take back every anxious thought I had. Your mom is a saint. Go back inside for pie and coffee. Somehow end up playing board games which turns competitive fast. That's not a word. It absolutely is a word. Look it up. Rebecca, blorf is not a Scrabble word. It means to eat messily. It's in the Urban Dictionary. Urban Dictionary doesn't count. Since when? Since always. Mr. Patterson is surprisingly ruthless at board games. Dad, you're cheating. I'm strategizing. You're hiding tiles. That's aggressive strategizing. Diana just smiles and wins every game without even trying. How are you doing that? Years of practice beating these two. By the time we leave, I feel like I've been adopted into some weird, competitive game night family. That went really well. They love you, I can tell. Your dad challenged me to a rematch next time. There's going to be a next time? I mean, your mom offered to teach me her pie recipe, so yeah. You're in this for the pie, aren't you? The pie is a significant factor, yes. She laughs and kisses me, which is becoming my favorite thing. Monday morning, Mr. Patterson is suspiciously cheerful. Good weekend? Very good, sir. Thank you again for having me over. Anytime. Diana wants to know if you have any dietary restrictions. Sir? For next time. She's already planning the menu. Apparently, I'm now a permanent fixture at family dinners. The office gossip reaches new levels. I heard you met the parents. Sarah, how do you even know that? Janet saw you leaving the Patterson house Friday night. Is Janet stalking me? She lives 2 streets over. She was just driving by. That's literally the definition of stalking. Details. So how'd it go? It went fine. We played Scrabble. That's the most wholesome thing I've ever heard. Things are going so well that I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. It drops the following week during a major project presentation. We're pitching a new software implementation to a potential client. Mr. Patterson is leading the presentation, and I'm there for technical support. Everything is going smoothly until the client asks a complicated question about data security. Mr. Patterson looks at me. Our developer here can explain our security protocols. Stand up with my notes and laptop. Begin explaining our encryption methods and backup systems. Client nods along, asks follow-up questions. I'm handling it pretty well until my phone buzzes. Glance down and see a text from Rebecca. It's a meme about meetings that's unfortunately perfectly timed and funny. I make the mistake of smiling. Client pauses mid-question. Is something amusing? No, sir. Sorry. Please continue. Presentation continues, but I can feel Mr. Patterson's dad glare burning into my skull. After the client leaves, he pulls me aside. Care to explain what was so funny during our presentation? Sir, I apologize. My phone buzzed and I glanced at it without thinking. Was it Rebecca? Yes, sir. He sighs heavily like I've personally disappointed him. Look, I like you. Rebecca likes you. But work is work. When we're in a professional setting, I need you to be professional. Understood, sir. It won't happen again. Good. Because I can't be showing favoritism just because you're dating my daughter. Walk back to my desk feeling like a kid who got sent to the principal's office. Sarah immediately swivels over. That looked intense. He's right, though. I screwed up. What happened? I looked at my phone during the client pitch. Rebecca sent me a meme. Rookie mistake. I know. Text Rebecca explaining what happened. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you were in a meeting. Not your fault. I should have had my phone on silent. Is my dad mad? More disappointed, which is somehow worse. Want to come over tonight? I'll make dinner and we can watch a movie or something. That sounds perfect. Head over to her apartment after work. She's renting a small place downtown that's decorated with pottery fragments and weird art from her travels. Sorry about today. It's fine, really. Your dad was right to call me out. He feels bad about it. He texted me asking if we're okay. We're okay. I just need to be more professional at work. Or I need to stop sending you memes during business hours. Let's not get crazy. The memes are important. She makes pasta while I tell her about Marcus's latest terrible advice about relationships. He said I should always agree with you even when you're wrong. That's terrible advice. I know. Marcus gets his relationship advice from sitcoms. Does he even date? He had a girlfriend in college who broke up with him over World of Warcraft. Was he cheating on her with another player? No, he just played too much and she got tired of competing with a video game for his attention. Fair, honestly. We eat dinner and watch some documentary about ancient civilizations that she's excited about. See how the pottery shows evidence of trade with neighboring regions? I'm going to be honest, I'm mostly just enjoying spending time with you and pretending to understand pottery. You don't have to pretend. I know it's not everyone's thing. No, I actually find it interesting. Maybe not as interesting as you do. But watching you talk about it is the best part. She looks at me like I just said something profound instead of corny. That's actually really sweet. I have my moments. Between the pottery enthusiasm and the terrible meme timing? Exactly. We end up talking until midnight about everything and nothing. I should probably go. Work tomorrow. You could stay over. I mean, if you want, no pressure. This feels like a significant moment. I'd like that. She loans me a t-shirt that's somehow both too small and too comfortable. We fall asleep watching some terrible late-night movie about aliens. Wake up to her making coffee and burning toast. I'm not much of a breakfast person. I can see that. Hey, I'm trying. The effort is appreciated. Drive to work together, which feels weirdly domestic and nice, Mr. Patterson sees us arrive in the same car and looks confused. Rebecca waves at him cheerfully. Morning, Dad. He looks at me, looks at her, back at me, doesn't say anything, but his expression says everything. Rebecca kisses me goodbye in the parking lot, which definitely doesn't help. Have a good day. You're trying to get me fired, aren't you? Just establishing dominance. Over who? The office gossips. Walk inside and immediately get swarmed by Sarah and Janet. Did you two just arrive together? Yep. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's not that dramatic. You stayed over at his daughter's house. He saw you arrive together. This is drama. Spend the morning trying to focus on work while people keep finding excuses to walk past my desk. Mr. Patterson calls me into his office around lunch. Oh God, here it comes. Sit down. Sit down, preparing for either a lecture or termination. I'm not going to ask about this morning. Okay. But I am going to say that while I'm happy you and Rebecca are happy, this is still a workplace. I understand, sir. And I need you to understand that I can't treat you differently because you're dating my daughter. I wouldn't want you to, sir. Good. Now about that client presentation last week. They signed. They did? They were impressed with your technical knowledge. Despite the phone incident, you handled their questions well. Thank you, sir. You're good at what you do. Don't let personal life interfere with that. I won't, sir. Dismissed. And tell Rebecca I want you both over for dinner Sunday. Leave his office confused but relieved. Text Rebecca. Your dad just gave me the weirdest pep talk. What did he say? Basically that I'm good at my job but need to maintain boundaries, then invited us to dinner. Sounds about right. He's trying to be cool about this. Is he succeeding? Not even a little bit. The next few weeks settle into a comfortable rhythm. Date nights with Rebecca, family dinners with her parents, work stays professional. Marcus becomes friends with Rebecca, which is either great or terrible depending on the day. So Rebecca, what's it like dating this disaster? Hey, I'm sitting right here. It has its challenges, mostly his inability to cook anything that doesn't come in a box. I made spaghetti last week. You boiled pasta, that's not cooking. It's basic cooking. It's one step above cereal. Watching them gang up on me is actually kind of nice. 3 months into dating, Rebecca gets a job offer, comes over looking nervous. I got offered a research position. That's amazing. Where? Here, in the city, at the university. That's perfect. I'd be staying, permanently. Realized she was worried I'd be upset about this. Why wouldn't I be happy about that? I don't know. I thought maybe you'd feel pressured or something. Rebecca, I want you to stay, not just because of us, but because it's a great opportunity. You're sure? Completely sure. She kisses me, and I realize this is it. This is the real thing. I really like you, you know that? I really like you too. Good, because you're stuck with me now. I can live with that. She starts her new job, and suddenly we're both busy professionals who have to schedule time together. Are we becoming boring adults? We're using shared calendars. We're definitely boring adults. When did this happen? Somewhere between pottery lessons and family game night. I don't hate it. Me neither. 6 months in, Mr. Patterson calls me into his office again. At this point, these talks are routine. How are things? Good, sir. The Johnson account is progressing well. I met with Rebecca. Oh, also good, sir. Good. Diana wanted me to ask if you'd join us for Thanksgiving. Are you sure, sir? You're practically family at this point. Plus, Diana wants to do the whole big dinner thing, and you're apparently good at peeling potatoes. That was one time. She was impressed. So, Thanksgiving? I'd love to, sir. Spend Thanksgiving with the Pattersons meeting Rebecca's extended family. Get interrogated by approximately 15 relatives about my intentions. So you're the boyfriend? Yes, ma'am. And you work with Robert? Yes, ma'am. And you're serious about Rebecca? Very much so, ma'am. Rebecca rescues me from her aunt's interrogation. Sorry, Aunt Linda is intense. She asked me about my 5-year plan. What did you say? I panicked and said I wanted to learn how to make pottery. That's actually really sweet. I was just trying to change the subject. Dinner is chaos in the best way. Everyone talking over each other, passing dishes, telling stories. Rebecca's grandmother pulls me aside. You make her happy. I try. That's all that matters. Welcome to the family. Didn't realize how much I needed to hear that. Christmas comes around and Rebecca insists we do the whole gift exchange thing. I don't know what to get you. Anything is fine. That's not helpful. Get me something thoughtful. Define thoughtful. Something that shows you know me. Spend weeks stressing about the perfect gift. Marcus is no help. Just get her jewelry. That feels cliché. It's cliché because it works. End up getting her a first edition book about Central American pottery techniques that cost way too much. She gets me a framed map of all the places we've been together. I started marking them after our first date. This is the most thoughtful thing anyone's ever given me. I know you're terrible with presents, so I set the bar high. Thanks, I hate it. You love it. I do. New Year's rolls around, and we go to Marcus's terrible apartment party. This is the saddest party I've ever seen. Marcus tried his best. There's like 8 people here, and half of them I don't know. That's Marcus's entire social circle. At midnight, everyone counts down, and Rebecca kisses me. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Here's to another year of this. This? Us. The whole ridiculous situation. I'll drink to that. A year into dating, things are comfortable in a way that feels permanent. We have our routines, our inside jokes, our favorite restaurants. Mr. Patterson has stopped being weird about the whole thing. I'm promoting you to senior developer. Sir? You've earned it. This has nothing to do with Rebecca. I appreciate that, sir. But also, Diana wanted me to ask if you two are thinking about... Sir, please don't. Fine, but she's asking. Text Rebecca immediately. Your dad just tried to ask about marriage. Oh God. My mom has been bothering me about it too. Are we supposed to be thinking about marriage? I don't know, are we? Maybe. That's the least romantic proposal ever. I'm not proposing. I know, I'm just saying if you were, that would be terrible. Good to know. The conversation sits with me for weeks. Marcus notices immediately. You're thinking about proposing, aren't you? What? No. You have that look. What look? The I'm thinking about proposing but terrified look. I don't have a look. You definitely have a look. You've had it for weeks. Even if I was thinking about it, which I'm not saying I am, it would be way too soon. You've been together over a year and you're already playing house. You spend more nights at her place than here. That's different. Is it though? Maybe he's right, but I'm not ready to admit it. Few months later, Rebecca and I are at one of our regular dinner spots. I've been thinking about something. Uh-oh, that's never good. Shut up, I'm being serious. Sorry, continue. Where do you see this going? This? Us, what are we doing here? Realize this is an important conversation that I'm completely unprepared for. I see it going wherever you want it to go. That's not an answer. Okay, honest answer. I see it going long term, like really long term. You're the best thing that's happened to me. You're not just saying that because I'm your boss's daughter. I'm saying it despite that. She laughs. Good answer. Did I pass the test? with flying colors. Drive home that night thinking about the future for the first time without being terrified. Text Marcus. I think I'm going to propose. Finally. When? I don't know. Soon. Maybe. You're going to overthink this into oblivion, aren't you? Probably. Just do it before you talk yourself out of it. Spend the next month planning the perfect proposal. Get Mr. Patterson's blessing, which is the most terrifying conversation of my life. Sir, I wanted to talk to you about Rebecca. Go on. I'd like to ask her to marry me, if that's okay with you. He's quiet for a moment, and I'm convinced I've made a huge mistake. You have my blessing, and my respect. You're good for her. Thank you, sir. Call me Robert. I don't think I can, sir. Fair enough. When are you asking? This weekend. I have a plan. Good luck. And if she says no, you're still getting that promotion. Plan the proposal at the arcade where we had our first real date. Convince the owner to let me rent out the place for an hour. Rebecca thinks we're just having a casual date night. Why are we here on a Wednesday? They have new games. We were just here last week. I know, but these are really new games. You're being weird. I'm always weird. Lead her to the Street Fighter machine where we first played. Want to go around? You know I'm going to destroy you, right? I'm counting on it. We play and she wins, obviously. Still got it. The screen changes to a custom message I programmed. Rebecca, will you marry me? She spins around and I'm on one knee with a ring. Are you serious right now? Very serious. You programmed a proposal into Street Fighter? I got the owner's help. Marcus helped too. It was a whole thing. She's laughing and crying at the same time. This is the nerdiest thing ever. Is that a yes? Obviously yes, you idiot. Put the ring on her finger and she tackles me with a hug. I can't believe you proposed at an arcade. I figured I'd stay on brand. It's perfect. You're perfect. I'm really not. You are to me. Marcus shows up with champagne because apparently he was hiding in the back. Congrats, man. You were in on this? Obviously. Someone had to make sure he didn't chicken out. Text Mr. Patterson a photo of Rebecca showing off the ring. He responds immediately. Congratulations. Diana is already planning the wedding. Sit in the arcade with my fiancé thinking about how a blind date set up by my boss turned into the best decision I ever made. So now you're really going to be stuck with me. I think I can handle it. Even the pottery obsession? Especially the pottery obsession. Good, because I signed us up for a couples pottery class. Of course you did. You're going to love it. I'm going to be terrible at it. That's what makes it fun. Later that night, lying in bed at her apartment, our apartment now, I guess. This is really happening, isn't it? Getting cold feet already? No way, just realizing how lucky I am. We're both lucky. Yeah, we are. My phone buzzes with a text from Sarah. I heard the news. I knew you two would end up together. I want credit at the wedding. Show it to Rebecca. The entire office is going to take credit for this. Let them. They're not entirely wrong. Your dad is going to give the most embarrassing speech. Oh, definitely. He's been planning it since our first date. I can't wait. Me neither. Fall asleep thinking about how sometimes the things you're most anxious about turn into the best parts of your life. That feeling when you go on a blind date with your boss's daughter expecting disaster, but end up finding the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. That feeling when you realize sometimes the universe does actually have a plan. That feeling when you go from, oh God, this is going to be awkward, to, I can't imagine life without her. My face when I'm getting married to the girl who beat me at Street Fighter and somehow made me believe in happy endings.
Oh, yeah. Never saw it coming. My boss pulled me aside on a Tuesday. Said his daughter's in town. What could I say? I'm breaking a sweat, yeah, I'm losing my cool. But he's already making plans, I'm just a fool. This could go sideways, career on the line. But I said yes anyway. Guess I lost my mind. What was I supposed to arcade. She's beating me at every game, making jokes about Star Trek. We're so the same. She's fun and she's funny, way too good for me, but she's looking at me like I'm all she sees. How did this disaster turn into the best night, when I thought this blind date would end in a fight? Did it become so real? Can't believe the way I feel. Never thought I'd take this chance, but baby, now we're lost in this romance. Blind date with the boss's daughter. Should've run for cover, but she walked in like a dream come true. And now I'm falling under. Hope you turn into something more. Every laugh just makes me sure. Yeah, I know it's crazy, know it's wild. She's got me like I'm 17, living out this movie scene. Blind date with the boss's daughter, and she's everything I'm after. Family dinners and her dad's watching. Office gossip, everybody's talking. My friends making plans we won't laugh, but she's my future, not my past. Yeah, she's my future now.